Welcome back on the streets. A badass Veterans Day. And it was. It was just nonstop. It was a beautiful day out. And people just kept on coming by. And so if I were to run all the clips that all together, this would be a 3-hour video. So what I did, I'm breaking it up into about 4 different parts. So this is the first quarter of the day, and I even left a couple of clips out of this. So the first one starts out with a guy from Arkansas who gives his little. Everybody from Arkansas has got a Clinton story. I mean, Bill Clinton must have pissed him behind every bush in Arkansas there, because I swear, everybody's got a story on him. So it starts out there, and we'll move there. I'll be popping in between. So here we go. Let's get to this one. And you know how it works. If you like it, you like it. If you care, you share. And if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. And of course, Christmas is coming. And what better thing to do than have a badass Christmas? So get to my store. Go ahead and get one of my great designs. Like you can get this one in color. On a sweatshirt, winter's here, and you know, go out there and trigger some liberals with some stuff. So here we go. Let's get to this. It's on video. I love getting this stuff. What do you do there? What do you do there?
I actually work in Memphis. I'm a tax accountant. So you can think I don't like Uncle Sam very much. Right? No, I meant to say.
Listen, I think every accountant should have this hanging in their office. Yeah. I swear. I mean, I think that is the best accountant poster you could have right there.
But no, it's a buddy of mine. I was, talking smack about politics or whatever. I was a huge Limbaugh person, so I knew how full of crap Clinton was. I grew up in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there talking blah blah, and he's sitting over there, and he's like, He's like, why don't you take a look at my wall? And I was like, there was a deed from Whitewater Real Estate. His dad was the guy that went to prison for the Whitewater real estate scandal. His name was Chris. My friend's name was Aaron Wade. His dad's name was Chris Wade. He's on the cover of Time magazine. And he was going to get pardoned, have all of his records cleared, and have everything taken away. But that was when Clinton pardoned Mark Rich, because he was screwing his wife or whatever, and so he didn't pardon him. They do not like each other. But he told stories about how when they were his dad's houseboat up in Flippin, Arkansas.
Yeah.
It was named the Wet Dream, and he said that Hillary and Bill would come, and he'd always be wearing a tie with naked ladies with the flashing nipple lights, and and so that's my Clinton story. That's my 1 degree separation from it. So
it seems like everybody I've talked to from Arkansas has a Clinton story. The last was last week. Guy was an army, right? It was detailed for the Clintons. I think for like 3.5 months, I think he did it. And he told me some stories.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah, you can hear him. I put it up on my YouTube channel. It's on the back of this get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton, which, as you know, is good for any crime in the world.
Damn straight. She gets away with fucking everything. I don't know how she does it. But man, I'm going to check it out. And I'll definitely...
Yeah.
Do you have any of your products up for sale online?
Yeah, indeed. You can get a lot of my designs on apparel. Okay. And they come with a trigger back guarantee. If you do not trigger a liberal, you will get your money back.
Love it, man. Love you. Fact, you're working hard. Thank you, sir.
See you later.
Next up is just a couple farmer from Alabama. You pretty much catch his frustration. And this is, I don't know, we're all seething. And I seriously think if Trump doesn't do something soon here, release the FISA documents or whatever, we could pretty much write everything off. I hate to say that, but let's get to it.
I'm afraid we're losing the whole country. I'll say that.
Yeah, well, indeed.
We're being completely invaded by every country in the world, and our tax system can only allow so much. Yeah. I'm with you.
Oh, what I love is what the liberals are using now as an excuse, right? They're going, but these people, if you read National Geographic, they're starving. There's a drought down there. Okay. And that's our fault.
We have to save everybody else but our own
Well, there's what? How many? Maybe 7.35 billion people in the world. Probably and I'm being kind here, maybe 1.5 of them are living in conditions as bad or worse than anybody in Central and South America.
We got people on these streets right here.
Thank you.
Self-inflicted, most of them.
Yeah.
Sure. But that have problems of their own, we need to be helping or taking care of, whatever, instead of letting them flow across the border and our tax dollars footing the bill.
And take care of our elderly that
makes
aren't
me
able
so
to
angry.
take care of themselves anymore.
And then,
that work to help make this country what it is.
And I don't know, you didn't hear because you know, this is this morning in the paper, but you know, Trump's over in France right now, right?
Yeah.
Macron gets up and speaks, and he starts saying, nationalism is treason.
To get the hell out of my country.
I mean, and he starts talking about how great the UN is and all this stuff. I said, Trump ought to get up there and say, well, since you like the UN so much, we're kicking it out. You can have them. And you can keep your globalism.
Exactly.
You know? And like you brought up, take care of your own first. It blows my mind. It cracks me up that you got these idiots that they've got failed. They can't take care of their own countries. France is burning right now. They are being inundated, like with the immigrants that you mentioned that would come in here. So they're overwhelming welfare system. They're turning you want to know what globalism looks like? Go to the streets of Paris and San Francisco.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, what we got here is a nice little, I call it a flurry of activity. Yeah, it's a group of people come by. We go. It was a group in New York. There's a couple of families or couples from New York, and it seemed to be like split. You know, like there were. I don't know. The women seemed to be for Trump, which is odd. I don't know. Anyway, it seemed really a lot of fun. These people were split between liberal and conservative. And then we got a Trump advisory guy came by, contributed $2,000 to the Trump campaign and got his name at Trump Tower and stuff. So this is what it's like at times out there. It is a fun little segment. Let's do it. Why'd you stand on that side, young lady? Stand right there. He likes to be seen next to pretty ladies.
I've heard that. Ready? Okay, thank you.
Here's a get-out-of-jail-free card from Hillary Clinton.
Thank you very much. That is very cool. Are you going to give me one? Let me see.
Oh, I love you back.
I love every fucking one of these.
Are you going to get in the picture with me?
I'm going to show them my Republican card and also my...
Good.
Look, I got some other shit.
Mega!
Trump! MAGA!
All right. Well, let me do that. Yeah. All right. Check that. Make sure you like it.
It's good.
All right.
Thanks.
Thomas. All right. Presidential Advisory Board.
I do
Very
all
cool.
for my area.
And where's your area?
It's in Houston, where they hate Trump, but it's cool. Look,
I'm in a liberal cesspool here too.
look. I know you are. There's my Republican card.
Very good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy. So he was offering a. Trump was saying, okay, if you, when he got elected, right? He said, if you give me money, I will put your name in the Trump Tower. I said, okay. So I gave him $2,000. That's the max I can give him. My name's in the Trump Tower.
Very cool, man. Very cool. So, yeah, what do you think? You think that now we got a new AG, something will happen?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good picture.
Very kind. Thank
Looking good.
Thank you. Oh, we have a dissenter? We have a dissenter? Perhaps you can explain to me why you don't like our president.
Tony!
Don't even get us started.
No, this is what I do. I'm trying to find common ground. And I'm trying to understand liberals right now because, see, I grew up a northeastern blue-collar liberal, and I don't even recognize them anymore. You got Antifa. I mean, what's that about? You have liberals stopping free speech. I remember when liberals were the champions of free speech. Now comedians won't even show up on college campuses because you know. I know.
Don't listen to them. We're just married to them. We're the opposite of them. Yeah. God help us.
Yeah, I'd say, well, amen to that, darling, because I'm not so sure that man has got it, you know, can fix this problem. We're going to need divine intervention.
This is really pissed my husband off now.
You like to leave anything in the Bulletproof Vest Fund? Unless you're liberal, then all things are free, you know. Some responsible Republican will come along and pay your way through life, and you'll keep mooching away. This guy comes up, and he's looking at my posters, and he started making some statements like he doesn't agree with a lot of the stuff up there, but you know, he pointed out the one with the, you know, the They Lied poster and agreed that the media lies. Seems to have, you know, it was halfway there, but he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He, you know, he doesn't understand fully, and you'll see why. And then we get into it. This guy gets kind of nasty. He's not the brightest bulb on the porch, so. And I just called him out for the hypocrite that he is. And so we shall see this. And what now you're going to see in the next clip I do, or the next video I do, this guy comes back again. He doesn't like the fact that I called him out, so he wanted to come and get his 2 cents in, and he just continued to make an ass out of himself. So here we go with this one. And remember, if you like it, you like it. If you care, you share. And of course, go support me. Go get one of my designs. You know, all these designs you're seeing here are, you know, are all mine. So go get them. All right? Yeah. We're at a place and time where people are shouting at one another. And we got to get away from that.
And I do like the they.
Yeah.
Because they're all like fucking propaganda organizations.
Yes.
It's what they are.
Yeah.
It's not,
and I personally like this one.
Okay.
it's not, well, fuck him. But anyway,
I'm not a Trump fan either.
But this, you know, I agree with.
Yeah.
Because people are not getting information anymore. They're getting entertainment. Like you watch CNN or you watch Fox or you watch MSNBC. I don't give a shit what you watch, but what you have is like 4 jackasses in squares shouting, none of them making a point about anything. They're just shouting, and it's entertainment. It's like watching wrestling. You're not getting information anymore.
Exactly.
The news does not educate and provide information.
If it ever did, but certainly now more than ever.
No, at one time it did.
More so than now.
Yes, but it doesn't now. It's all bullshit.
Well, I don't think they don't call it programming for nothing.
No, well, no, I know they don't call it programming for nothing. But the thing about it is when newspapers got, like, a lot of newspapers, when newspapers and media outfits got bought up by 1 or 2 individuals. And I don't care what part of the political spectrum they fall, it's still bullshit, because what they're doing is, over here, they're feeding you their propaganda and their bias. Over here, they're feeding you their propaganda and their bias. And it's all about making money selling ads. You understand?
Well,
that's what it is. They're not educating
that and control.
anyone.
I mean, I understand. Yeah. They want to keep us in a box.
Yes.
Yeah.
And keep you from thinking. There are no free thinkers left.
And the same thing now, I think, is bleeding over into the internet.
Oh man, it's yeah. I mean, I totally. I mean,
where do you get your news? Who do you listen to?
Oh God, where do I get my news? There are 2 websites I listen to, because I'm neither right nor left. But there's a website called Counterpunch, which is more left leaning, and there's one called Democracy.org, which is more right leaning. And I look at both of those because, first of all, there are no corporate people involved.
That you know of.
No, they're not, because I give them money. They stay on the air because then they stay up because they don't if you want to donate $5, do that. But there are no, because when you watch it, there are no commercials. So there's no corporate hand manipulating it. It's not there, as far as I know. But the thing is that, yeah, this is the day.
Mm-hmm.
This is the day.
And what do you have against?
This is
what do you have against
bullshit.
this? What do you
What's
have
that?
against this man?
He's morally bankrupt, and
How is he? Give me an example.
give you an example. Grab women by the pussy. He lies every chance.
Wait, let's cover that one first.
Oh, he never said grab women by the pussy?
Well, one, regardless if he did or not, we're talking about 13 years before he took office, interview off mic, where he was actually goaded into kind of saying it. So he
was goaded.
Yeah, it was locker room talk, and the guy brought it up, and he knew the mic was on.
Guy's a billionaire. He doesn't have to
go to billionaire. But again, if I may, what we're talking about also here is consensual, because when you listen to the full quote, he says you go to these, they let you grab them by, it's consensual. So, but if you want to be morally, if you want to, I just spoke to a man from Arkansas.
My sister,
if I may,
my sister or my wife or her,
if I may,
if he did that, I'd kick his teeth down his throat.
But again, consensual. You understand? You know what consensual means?
So I speak English very well.
Okay. But do you know what it means?
I know what everything
Okay, good. Now, if you want to go ahead and get into the virtual signaling moral aspect of this, I just spoke to a man from Arkansas, and every time I see somebody from Arkansas, I ask him, got any Clinton stories? And he had a story about Bill Clinton.
Don't tell me about him getting a blowjob in the White House. That's between him and his wife. I don't care.
I see. So I see where your moral compass swings one
way. My moral compass does not swing.
Yeah, it swings one way.
My moral compass.
It swings one way.
It's solid.
Your moral compass swings one way, sir.
No, sir.
You are a hypocrite.
It points.
You are like a monumental, as big as this tree.
Points north.
Hypocrite.
My moral compass points north.
You're a hypocrite. I'm done with you.
Constantly.
You're a hypocrite. I'm done with you.
Well, I'm done with you. But it's a free country. I can stand right here.
Well, then stand right there if you want.
You agree with that, don't you?
Yeah.
I have a right to stand on this public
I
street.
can sit here and insult you more because you insult yourself.
You can't insult me.
No, because you have no shame. You have no shame. No, you have no shame whatsoever.
See, you're angry. You're angry because I just made you look like a fucking idiot.
No, you're equating a man that gets a blowjob and now you're vulgar. You see, now you're doing everything you're projecting. You're doing everything you're blaming on me.
You're a dumbass. Shut the fuck up.
Thanks for the video. If there's anything about the streets, I'll tell you. Just never know who you're going to run into. Anyway, this is a Chinese biology professor from Hong Kong. Apparently teaches at one of the universities there, but he made some he gave me some confirmation on some things that we probably already know, but it's always nice to hear it from the horse's mouth. So it was a nice little conversation with a professor from Hong Kong. Oh, wonderful. And you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? I always like talking to professors.
Yeah.
That's how I get a free education that way, I don't have to pay for it.
Good.
So in biology, there's a lot happening there there's very different branches of it, I think, also. But in the whole, genes technology, the splitting of, it's no longer, it's just like splicing plants together or anything. But I've even heard and seen evidence of that we actually have chimeras now. Half human, half animal chimeras.
Right. That goes through genetic.
Yes.
Right.
Have you any evidence of that? Do you know of anything like that?
Well, it's not in Hong Kong. I know you can do it.
You can?
The technology is there.
Really?
You can easily do it, make it happen like a clone human, clone shit.
Well, I've heard it's been done. I've heard that China has done it, and that we have done it, that there are laboratories.
Yeah. It's controlled. And I don't know. It's in the media. Yeah, I'm sure someone is doing it, but not everyone is doing it.
You're not doing that.
No.
What is your specialty?
No, teach basic biology.
Just teach basic biology.
For the students, colleges.
And then they go on and create the chimeras.
Yeah, well, if they're smart enough.
Well, I don't know if that's smart.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to go there.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, what if we make a half human, half bear?
Yeah, well, that's a way to push science to develop. Maybe the consequence may be not good, but that's where you learn. You learn the detail about the gene. Otherwise, you don't learn.
Well, I mean, there's, let's say, Dr. Moreau's Island, right? Are you familiar with Dr. Moreau's Island?
Like in the movie, like
yes, right.
Dinosaur
yes.
Island. Yeah, right.
I mean, that was fiction, but now it's real.
Really?
Well,
I didn't know.
Well, you just said that we have laboratories.
Yeah, it can make it
with half human, half animal.
Yeah.
That's Dr. Moreau's Island. That's that book.
Is that real island? Real?
Well, it was fiction at the time. But now we just talked about that they actually do.
Right, you're right. It's possible now.
Yeah.
Right. It's true. Yeah, it is.
Well, in the book, it didn't turn out so well.
Well, it depends on which book you read. You need a control, of course. You need a government regulation.
But how do you control that? I mean, there's obviously science has good applications, but it also can be used for bad, because one of the things that scientists typically, a lot of scientists, especially if they're good, wind up being brought into the military. It's always military application first.
Right.
So they always weaponize science.
Right. That's true. Right. Well, it's difficult to say. Science develop. You have to develop, has to improve. Sometimes the technology used for wrong purpose, like for war.
Or to control us, or again, the mad scientist, the idea of a mad scientist exists. I mean, because if, let's say, someone says, goes, I'm going to make the perfect soldier.
Right.
And,
kill me.
Right. And then we're doing that also with artificial intelligence and robotic technology now.
Right.
Well, what if we get to a point where we make a robot that goes, what do we need them for?
They'll kill everyone else.
Again,
right.
Sci-fi becomes reality.
No, it's a difficult ethical dilemma, It's ethical, legal, no doubt technology now can do everything, Genome, create new creatures,
And at what point do we cease to become human? Because if indeed we can merge with computers and machines. They can be implanted within us, or like even now, if someone gets an arm cut off, if they have the money, they can get an arm that their brain controls.
Right.
So it's an artificial arm their brain controls.
Right.
I even talked to scientists out here that say, in the near future, when you have a child, it'll be marketed as, if you would like to make your child 1,000 times smarter than all the rest of the kids, this little chip, we can put it in the brain, and it'll be 1,000 times smarter. Well, it's also going to be 1,000 times smarter than us.
Right.
So it'll look at us as being in the way. We'll be like, you're holding me up. You're stopping my forward progress.
I don't know. That's difficult. Way more complicated. I don't think a chip can.
Well, you're a teacher. You ought to be. I mean, this is some of the things you ought to be importing to your Students
Right.
is what direction they're going to take the knowledge you're giving them.
Right, right.
Because the knowledge you can give them can wind up killing us.
Well, we just teach them basic biology and understand the animals, human organs, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not that advanced. But it's a good theory. I don't think a chip can control brain.
Oh no, they're already experimenting with wounded soldiers and putting chips in their brains that can erase memories so they don't get STD.
Yeah, right.
So they're already experimenting with human brains
Like
doing that.
shock the people, get rid of all the bad memories.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've done that with just electrical shock, the old shock treatments. But now they have it down to such a fine science that they can isolate parts of the brain, put things in there that can erase memories or implant memories. So, I mean...
That's crazy. So your stage here is just want to raise your concern, maybe educate the public, get some idea.
Exactly.
And it's a lot of...
Yeah, I'm sort of like a street professor.
Street professor, right.
So yeah, I'd like to...
A lot of things can die, but we have to be careful. Perhaps not good idea. That's your...
Could I do this in Hong Kong?
Well, you can.
I could?
Yeah, Hong Kong is a
As long as I didn't say anything against the government, I'd be okay.
Yeah. As less no politics involved. Just pure science, that's fine.
Well, I'm all politics.
Politics, yeah. Here is fine. In China, no.
Yeah.
In Hong Kong, no. Yeah.
So,
not bad.
So why don't you move over here? We could use a good, smart man like you that doesn't like socialism.
Well, it's, you can talk even in Hong Kong. You can talk, you can raise your voice. But if you organize something for like a formal way against government, then you will be in trouble.
Well, that would be the same here. I mean, you can't, even though we're a bit more lenient, but, it is against the law to organize groups to subvert the government. I mean, that's why we have elections.
Right.
If you want to change things, you do it peacefully.
Right.
But if you organize to violently try to overthrow this government, we will do as I would suspect that the Chinese would do too. Right. No, you can't do that. With there, though, you don't have the elections that we have.
It will be mess. Everyone will do something really disturb the society.
Yeah.
It will be, Oh, so nice.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, this little ditty starts out where this woman comes up and makes a snide remark. And I try to engage her in conversation, and she just kept on with her, I don't need to talk to you. You're too dumb to talk to response. So I got up and jumped in, I jumped on her. And I was doing that. There was this family hanging out. And they were hanging out. They hung out for about a half hour or so. And I got to speak to some of the young ladies that was with them. I guess it was family and friends. And I kind of schooled them on 9/11. And one of the young ladies was going into forensic psychology. And then after that, up walked a psychiatrist from California, from LA. So we got there a little talking about what is out there now, the craziness and what's going down. And it is getting crazy. You're going to enjoy it as we go on. As the day progressed, things got crazier. So the next vid I produce is going to get even nuttier, and then it gets even nuttier. So you're going to enjoy this whole day. It was Veterans Day, and the battle was on. So here we go. Hope you enjoy this. God bless you guys, and God bless. Oh, and here's a shout out for Patricia. Patricia, thank you very much for your generous donation. You are, marry me. That's all I have to ask. Just marry me. Thank you very much. If I had some more contributors like you, I could possibly break even. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Here, if you're talking about the vision, I'm asking you to have a conversation. Would you like to talk about it? Would you like? But then I asked you, would you like to have a conversation?
Everything I needed to say.
Oh, so you don't listen? You just have one opinion. You're a tyrant. You're a totalitarian tyrant, in other words. So, in other words, you formed your own opinion without even talking to me. Very good, lady. and they wonder why they're losing. Seriously. They lost their minds. I mean, you see my question of the day?
How can those that don't respect our veterans and flag? Oh, absolutely. That's a simple question.
I've had them come by here and tell me that that flag is a symbol of racism and hate.
Well, then move out. Move out of the country then. If you don't like it here, show me one place that's better.
Yeah.
Point the country out. Point to the country that's better.
Yeah.
And go to it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely. And then they say, you're being divisive. Well, come over here and talk to me. Fuck you.
Good question. Thank you for what you're doing. I'm a veteran myself. So.
Oh, yeah. Here's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton.
Oh, good. Hey, nice. I like that.
Now, on the back is my YouTube channel, and you can get a lot of my designs and apparel. So if you want to support my efforts, go get some. Come with a trigger back guarantee. If you don't trigger a liberal, you get your money back.
I appreciate it. Have a good day, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Be well.
Happy Veterans Day.
Remember when she had one with like I don't understand this. A picture of like Trump's head. Yeah.
This right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I don't want to.
Well, you should, because it's part of our history. But this is the third building that fell in New York City on 9/11.
Well, they're from New York.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was it a hotel?
No. This building was called the Solomon Building, and it housed all 16 of our intelligence agencies and the Mayor's Emergency Bunker. Arguably, probably one of the most fortified and secured buildings in the world. From where we're standing, from the Twin Towers, from here to the other side of the French Market.
Oh, really?
Now, that building was not hit by anything. And at 5:20 in the afternoon, I mean, it's 47 stories tall, so it's a tall building. It did this in 6 seconds. Straight to the ground in perfect controlled demolition. It wasn't even mentioned in the 9/11 report.
Yeah. We did the 9/11 tour when we went to New York.
Yeah. They're going to tell you lies to the gills up there. They're going to tell you the truth about that. If you would like to find out more about this, if you go to these websites on the bottom, Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, I've met one of the original founders of this. These are some of the best architects and engineers in the world.
Yeah.
And they have signed a paper saying that those buildings came down by controlled demolition. So they put their reputations, lives on the line to say that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Check it out, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you planning to go on to college, or and what are you planning on studying?
I'm undecided still. I don't know yet. Forensic psychology.
Forensic psychology. And what are you going to do with that going to?
Well, I'm trying to go into more of like the law program, or even like trying to help with the government in general, just with like understanding how the chemicals in people's brains work, to see if like with the deciding judges and like just when in a courtroom and there is deciding between if this person is like either mentally insane or if he knew like what was happening, like if the chemical imbalances in his head like did something to trigger that. So and it's expanding throughout. Like,
yeah, but I'm glad you're doing this because you want to find out how people tick, what makes people.
Yeah, I already took like an AP class of psychology, so I'm trying to go on with that class. So in further years, see how like everything's programmed and people like there's more mental illnesses. So it keeps.
I've talked to.
Okay. After that.
All right. She's screwed. How you doing there, Chief?
Good, how are you?
It's got a show. Where are you from?
Oh, L.A.
L.A.?
Yeah.
What do you do there?
Oh, I'm actually from New Orleans, but I moved to Los Angeles.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, I'm moving out in 5 years. It's just too horrible.
What do you do there? What are you doing there?
Psychologist.
Psychologist?
Yeah.
That young lady
what
was
you
just
doing out here?
that young lady was just speaking to is going into your field.
Oh, Okay, but keep up the good work. I like
Well,
it.
thank you. Check
Yeah.
out my website on the back of that card. I got a YouTube channel if you'd like to further support me. A lot of my designs you can get on apparel, and they come with a trigger back guarantee. If you do not trigger a liberal, you will get your money back.
You know, I've got so much Trump stuff, I can't even wear it outside my house.
I know.
I can wear it
It's
in
a
the
shame.
house.
I mean, I hear that too, which, you know, brings up a whole nother aspect of mental instability on a whole. That's why I'm doing out here. I don't want to live in a country where you're afraid to speak your mind. I mean, that's not what this country's supposed to be like. And for us to be intimidated like that, to me, enrages. Because back in the day, I was a part of the free speech movement. So to see that kind of get flipped 180 degrees, where the liberals now are protesting people.
I get a picture of you too.
It just, I just think things are, insane in that. I think it's mass mental insanity here. And other experts I'm talking to say there's a lot of things that contribute to this. The programming.
Oh, yeah. That's
the
a lot.
Drugs.
Trump's totally right about all the fake news. I don't know about it being totally fake news, but it's super biased news.
Well,
I bet they do have fake news in there, too.
Oh, indeed. I mean, there's, with CI technology, or CG, you don't even know if it's real or not.
That's true. That's true. I've seen some stuff in there. I was like, what?
I know.
And then I look closer.
What's the movie with Robert De Niro and
Dustin Hoffman?
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman played a producer in Hollywood. So they go to him and they say, look, can you produce a...
I did see that movie. I can't remember the name of it, but I know what it is.
Right.
Yes.
And he produced a movie on TV, a war on TV.
Yeah.
Right. And so that was back, how long ago? Back in 89?
Yeah, that was in the 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they could get away with that stuff then, with the technological advances that have been produced till now, I don't even know if you're real. And
that 4,000 votes that popped up, and then another 4,000, exactly 4,000. What? They had them all ready in a box and just shipped them out. I don't know.
But here's another aspect. What you just brought up. Nothing ever seems to get done. Nobody's held accountable. All right, you found these boxes. Good. Throw them in the trash. You didn't meet the deadline. They don't count.
Yeah. I don't understand that.
I mean...
And she needs to go to jail. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, that's it. We never... we keep on hearing, but it's like a carrot on a stick. Oh, this is going to happen. We got Trump in. Sessions is in. Now we got this new guy in, and what's happening? We still got Antifa attacking Tucker Carlson, and I mean we got this idiot in Florida that she's 4 times she's been found guilty of this.
I saw that on the news last night. That was crazy.
Holders running around. Guy was contempt of court, running guns to Mexico, running around giving speeches, trashing. You got John Brennan. This is crazy. Now this is what really sort of talk about. Woo, 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 woo. I mean, every time I say this, it sounds surreal. We had a CIA director that voted communist and took his oath of office on the Koran.
Oh my God.
That's John Brennan.
I didn't know that.
He is a Wahhabist Muslim.
Wow.
He took his oath of office on the Koran, and when he was in college, voted communist.
That's nuts. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Me even saying that sounds crazy to me. I'm saying it. But it's in the books. You can go look this up.
Yeah. I know that. I hear stuff all the time, and I'm like amazed. But Uncle Sam, I'm going to keep going.
All right, sir. It's a pleasure.
It's nice meeting you. Bye-bye.